Welcome back, guys. Another video. $920 spent on this unit. Voiceover because the facility did have some music in the background. We bought this just because of the cleanliness, and one of the totes was labeled cards. I know they're not always in there, but stay tuned in. We found some cards that could be worth thousands if they come back graded correctly. This box here, as you'll see, nothing super crazy. We do have a couple of items. That box here with the Nike thing, I believe, had a couple of books. And we'll see, there's a little Zippo lighter, little vintage thing, a couple books, a couple personal documents. There is that like 1972 UCLA Bruins like voucher slash ticket for one of their games. I didn't look that up. Down here, nothing crazy. There's a box with some cables and some other things. And I think in this box, you'll see in a second, we do have some watches. I haven't had a chance to look them up fully. They're still in that box, actually. But I think they were some decent ones. It was like a Fossil one, and I forget the other brands, but I believe there was like a total of four. They do look like they have some potential, nothing crazy in value, but I mean, worth a couple bucks either at the flea market or yard sale, whatever the case is. Or maybe we'll go ahead and lot them up. That's one of the watches. Autofocus wasn't focusing so much in, so I can't get a brand off the video. That little like alarm clock thing. Another watch there, I believe this one was like a Fossil. There's a Zippo lighter, another cool little watch. I believe that was like a Timber something, Timberlake. But I'll take a look at those and see if there's any crazy value. I'll show you guys in the next video. Got some personal docs in there, some personal items. It's another bag of personal items. Unfortunately, this box was empty. I've learned though, never base your purchase off of boxes. Always think that if it's in there, it's going to be an extra profit. But in this case, it wasn't in there. And this box here was one of the signs that I said, okay, this is looks like it has some potential. There's some good soundproofing in there, so that could either be maybe a little music studio they had at home, maybe leftovers, or I mean, it could have been for a gaming room. You'll see further into the video when I get into the totes. We found some really, really good stuff. Another good sign of this unit was I did see two computers, so I took the gamble on those. Here, this box, I did see it in the pictures. I knew this is like some kind of subscription-based clothing brand. I mean, everything's new in there. I believe the monthly subscription for this box is like 80 bucks, so nothing crazy in value, but I mean, everything has tags, brand new. That's a quick sell. This other one right here, this PC here, it does have some stuff in there. I didn't see anything crazy as far as like graphics cards or anything that could be worth a lot of money. So that's probably just parted out at a yard sale or just sell as is. This here, it's pretty cool. It's a mother of pearl like TV stand or like a little table. Brand new. A lot of the stuff in this unit, all the boxes were new, some good value in those. This right here, I tried to do some research on it to see what potential values are. Nothing came up on my end. So that one right there most likely will be a yard sale item or flea market item, 10 bucks, which 10 is 10. This box here had just a bunch of random little cables. I did go through this at home. We found one or two things that had some value. I think I found a $10 bill in one of those little lanyards. Everything else was just from like either a tire shop or just personal stuff. A lot of computer cables, nothing crazy in that one. This box here, it was empty, but I believe it's the computer that I'll get in the back. I believe that's the case for it. So trash can here. This one, it looked new, but it looks like they might have put it back in there. It does have a little bit of dirt to it. Same thing on that. That's a yard sale item, 5, 10 bucks. These jerseys here, when I saw them in the picture, I believe I could briefly see them. You never know what you can get in these. I mean, that messy one right there, new up with the comp up, I believe was like 100 bucks. North Korea, really good one as well. LA Galaxy team, brand new with tags Adidas. This one's another North Korea red. They don't have any names, but they do have a decent value on what they go for. I believe the last one too is a Kershaw. He had a good run, so it does have a little bit more value because he went ahead and retired. So that goes for about 80 per pound, I believe. Yeah, right there looks like a Korean jersey, no brand. I believe those two are just regular stuff, knockoffs. That little sweater too is a decent brand. I forget the brand off the top of my head, but I believe that's like another $20, $30 bill if I decide to take the time and list them on eBay. This is another PC. It's pretty bulky. It did have a power supply. I haven't looked any of that stuff up or to check if there's any good graphics cards. I know if there's a decent graphics card that could be worth a good amount of money. This box here, I believe once I open it, it's one of those like Korean barbecue table stands. Same thing. I couldn't find a lot of research on it or a lot of brands on it, or I would say comps. But I mean, it's brand new and it's a cool little thing. I would say that's a good 20, $30 if I decide to sell it locally, or if I decide to list it on eBay. If I do a little bit more research, that would go on eBay. These boxes here, everything's brand new. I believe that's like a little laptop stand or like some kind of laptop mount with a mouse. Same thing, new, no crazy value in it. But I mean, I would say at least 10, 15 bucks as well at the flea market or locally as well. It is brand new. Got a little bubble foot spot thing right there. Brand new. I would say anywhere from 10, 12 bucks. This right here, pretty cool. Cyber power battery backup. Brand new in box. That is selling for about 220 on eBay. Brand new. You got a little speaker system. I believe it goes with one of the sound bars that came out further into the video. Up here, I believe is the first pack of cards. Let's see, it says cards. I don't remember if the good ones are on this one, but let's take a look. You got a lot of older stuff, some of the stuff that isn't worth a lot of value. We went over some things briefly, picked the top cards out, but I mean, nonetheless, these are sealed. They don't have crazy value. That box probably goes in its condition 10 to 15 bucks, maybe 20 if we take the time and sit on it. But that's just going to be probably a great bulk up item with all the other boxes that I find later in the video. Same thing with these, nothing crazy. From what I saw, of course, I really didn't go into detail there. I just wanted to see the dates on them, see if any potential ones could have been from those years. He did have a lot of stuff sleeved up, so the ones that were worth some value. This is the gravy of the cards. At the time, I'm not too familiar with sport cards, but look at those Kobe's. That Kobe titanium. The next clip you'll see, I go into detail. That Chrome Destiny, solid shape. That little slab right there, I had no idea at the time. But that Michael Jordan beam team, if that comes back graded 10, which is pretty darn close. We had the cards cleaned professionally with the local card shop and they sleeved them up and put them in protectors. We did send them out for grading, but they said they had a good chance of coming back at a 10. There was maybe one little minor little thing, and I know in grading that can do a lot, so it could potentially be that it comes back at a 9. But the difference from a 9 to a 10 on the Michael Jordan 92 Beam team, we're talking about, from what I saw, one of the first sales on eBay is 15 grand. Even if it's a PSA 9, we're still looking at like 15, $1,600, which I mean, I paid 920 for this unit. A lot of cards in here that have value, and we're gonna take our time with these. We are gonna go ahead and get some graded. We do have some good connects out here in the South Bay for cards, so we're gonna drop a good amount of them off, get them cleaned up. Of course, the ones that are worth it, and I don't know, maybe add it to the personal collection. Maybe look to see if we can sell them. But I mean, you have from old people to some of the newer people. Um, just alone the Kobe Destiny, if that comes back as a PSA 9, that's another 6 to 800. But if we're talking a PSA 10, we're talking about big money. Guys, these are some of the cards that we got from the unit.
At the time, I didn't realize what I had, but we took him to a card shop to take a look at them. Michael Jordan, rookie on there. We have another one right here from the Beam team. Nothing crazy in value. If really good cards. I mean, if we send them out to get them graded, that comes back as a 10. That has some good value. We might send that one to get graded. A lot of the other ones, let me know in the comments if you guys want to see them ran on whatnot. Something like this. I mean, these right here. And what the card shop told us, these are the ones that are a little bit more on the decent side. Maybe George. Nolan Ryan, we got 2 of these. David Sanders, or Deion Sanders. Rest in peace, Dell. Scottie Pippen. These right here are pretty cool from the Beam team. Chris Mullin, Patrick Ewing, Jeff Malone. Karl Malone, Dominique Wilkins, Clyde Drexler, Mark Price, Tim Hardaway, Jeff, Glenn Rice, Kevin Johnson, Alex Rodriguez, another Alex, another Nolan, Ripken. Now these here are the ones that we hope will come back as 10s on some of these. Not all of them. There's just one in particular. A lot of Kobe's. Let me put this in towards the back. Kobe rookies. Desmond Howard, signed custom. This one here is the holy grail. If this here comes back as a 10, I mean, we're talking about maybe 4, 5, 6,000 from what I've seen on eBay. It's a 97 Kobe Titanium 3 of 20T. Another Kobe right here, Destiny. $19.98 on this one. So the main excited ones that I'm excited about is this one. The Jordan, the Beam team, not so much. Just based off of, I do see some little minor creases on the side. But nonetheless, I mean, they're still beautiful cards. This one looks like it's in perfect shape, just in case it's scratched. These here, be very careful with these. These not so much. I'm more interested in like these right here. I gotta focus on. there's pretty cool. The Scream Team. And this one here I haven't looked up, but it looks like it's all hollow. Brian Nordrup, Denmark. These over here, from what I was told at the card shop, nothing crazy. I mean, but they're in really good shape as well. Wayne Gretzky, Manny Ramirez, Griffey Jr., Eddie Murray. Got a couple of these new 125th baseball holograms. I got 4, and then there's like 8 of them that are open. A little Denny's collab. These here, let me know if you guys would want to see them run on Whatnot. We're doing our first Whatnot show. I think once this video is out, I've done my first one already. But a lot of these will probably be on future shows, to be honest. I don't have the time to grade everything. The couple that I'll be sending out for grading, I'll show you guys what they do come back as. Orlando Pace, Danny, Mark McGuire, Alex Rodriguez. From these right here, I was told Joe Montana. I'll take a look at that one separately. But these are nothing crazy that I should just sell these in bulk. From what I was told at the store. I go to bullpens out there in El Segundo. Troy. It's a pretty old car. Larry Walker. Kyle. And this little last stack here. Just a couple little randoms. They're new, so they have some kind of value. Not sure if there's anything special in these, but they're 91 classics. It's new. Factory sealed baseball draft trading cards. Derek Coleman. Juan Gonzalez. Another Juan Gonzalez. McGuire. Juan Gonzalez, another one. And these here are pretty cool too. Nothing crazy, I believe, in these. But Jamal Ashburn. And then another Juan Gonzalez.
This here is where we start to get into the computer aspect of the unit. What I was hoping for, honestly, this little mouse here, an open box one sold for 77. I do have a brand new sealed one. Upcoming next, I believe that is a Steam Deck. I took a look at the gigs. I believe it's a 512 gig, which the 256 to 512 has a major price difference. About $150. I believe this one in its current state, it does work and everything else. Goes for about 400 to 475, I would say. So that's a really, really good find. That right there pays for half the unit itself on top of everything else we found. There's a little bull captain, little satchel. That's the first mouse I saw. This mouse upcoming here, another Steam Deck, empty box. This other mouse here that you'll see after I pull this one out. That's like a $20, $30 item. Nothing crazy. It is brand new. That's my brother putting the brand new Steam Deck price up on Amazon. This mouse here, we already sold it. It sold for 110. It's brand new. It is wireless compared to the other one that's wired. But overall, I mean, this box here was just full of goodies. Some like Audio One headphones. Not sure the value on those. Didn't really look them up. There's another hard drive there. There is also like a phone holder. This box here, another decent one, some good value. That little camera system, brand new. I believe it's selling on eBay for like 150 to 180. So that completely sealed, great find. Got a couple modems here, nothing special, just from your regular internet providers. That down there is an Xbox One. It does have a controller and a little camera system. Just the console itself, 90 bucks, really, really good. This up this box here, a little bit of a crazy one. I thought I was just looking at some basic things. Nothing crazy in value, right? 10, maybe 40, 50 bucks brand new. This keyboard here, it's like a illuminated K850 or 800. Look at that comp. And that's a sold comp that I already sold it at. That's a really, really good find as far as a keyboard. This keyboard here, it is open box. It looks like it had some very, very maybe minor use, but it looks brand new. But an open box one on eBay just sold for 85. Between those two things, I mean, really, really good finds. You got a regular little like power strip, a bunch of like little accessories from Amazon. I mean, they're not worth crazy money, 10, 15 bucks if anything, but most likely would be sold locally as a little lot or the yard sale. The boxes that are coming up next, these two, these are crazy. That one right there, Newegg, brand new. Check this comp out. The comp right here, I'll put it up in the screen in a second. Brand new, in the complete seal package, 180 just for that. I believe it's a 6 terabyte. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there is two of those. I have another one coming up right now. I believe it's this one here. Yep, same one, another 6 terabyte. That's another 180. The third and final hard drive, I think this is one of the bigger ones. I believe it is a 12 terabyte. Same thing, brand new. That goes for 200, open box. And these are on the lower end on as far as the comps. Here, it's just a bunch of clothing. I do go through some of it very slightly. I went through it at home. I did find like a $80 like old school 2001 FIFA World Cup in there. Nothing crazy in value, but I mean pretty cool find. This tote, same thing. Some random little clothing, new clothing. It looks like this person worked for a mechanic or had a mechanic shop. A lot of like tire brand clothing in there. This upcoming tote right here, um, nothing crazy, just some comforters, nothing special. All that either will be donated, or if it's in rough shape, it'd be trash. A little bike helmet. These are tough. You always got to be careful with helmets like this. If they're expired, they can have some liability. So that one, believe was expired, so we ended up just tossing that one. Got a Here some pretty cool finds. We did find some of those like Naruto collaboration Hello Kitty. Little plushies. I believe there's four. There's some comps up on the screen with those. They're all pre-owned. I mean, they look pretty clean, so I would estimate anywhere from on the lower end, 20 to 25 each, if anything, worst case scenario. But I believe there was a total of like five in there. And some of them are pretty cool. Fortunately, none of them are new, but cool little find as well. And then the rest of the tote is just a bunch of like dog toys. We got some new dog toys, some harnesses or leashes. That right there would be yard sale, to be honest. This upcoming tote here, not crazy stuff from what I saw, but I mean it's a lot of newer clothing. You do have like Crooks and Castle. There's a North Carolina new t-shirt in there, like half baseball tee, some more Crooks and Castle. Everything's new, which is cool. This one right here, I couldn't find any research on it. It is a Nike tee with like cherry blossoms. That looks like it's a Disney tee. You have some other random little just knickknacks there. You have bed sheets, another Nike sweatpant, sweatpants. Those I haven't looked into fully, but I do know there could be some value in some of that stuff. The staple pigeon shirt, a positive society or social. That's a cool little find. I believe that's like a $20 shirt. This shirt here, I believe it's like a Super Day, some kind of Japanese. Nothing crazy. I think it's like 20 bucks brand new. It does have tags, which stuff with tags is always good. Easy sell. You have a Dodgers jersey here that's still new in tag. I have to check that if it's authentic. I'm not sure whose it is. I haven't opened it up. I do have a Bruce Lee little t-shirt right there. Same thing, brand new sealed. This that's Fabletics shorts. This shirt right here, no real sold comps, but look at that comp that people are selling them for, and there's multiple listed at that price. Those jeans, nothing crazy as far as the jeans. I think they're like off-brand. We did have two totes of clothes. This is the second one. A lot of this stuff, as far as this box, some of it doesn't have a brand, and some of it does. So I'm kind of thinking stuff like this is probably from like a different place or a different country, because I didn't recognize any of the brands. I do see, some Lucky Brand. I do know that one. New with tags, a little dusty, but still a solid jean. Like that one right there. I don't know the company. It's like, or the company that makes it. It's like Reverb or something like that. You got some swim trunks, nothing special. I like some Nike windbreaker style sweatpants. You have a lot of new clothing in there. If you look at this part right here, there's a lot of jeans. I believe that's like Jack and Jones or something like that, not a high-end brand. You got some Levi's, you got some other, I believe it's called Lucky Brand. That right there, pretty cool little camo pants, but no brand on that. In this one, we have a bunch of new like bathroom fixtures. We got like a towel hanger, we got a doorknob, we have a brand new faucet in there. All new. Nothing crazy as far as value, resale value. Maybe 10, 15 bucks on some things, and other things would be, 3, 4, 5 bucks. Nothing crazy. Two Tommy Bahama beach chairs. We do live close to the beach, so I think that would be a good local sell, although it could be cold some days. This tote here, uh, nothing crazy. We do have some shoes that most of them are beat up. Those would be probably trash, to be honest. They don't look worthy enough to be donated. You got a little Apple mouse right there. I do find it later. We got a little RC helicopter there. It looks like it's open box, but still does have some value to it. The new ones are going for about 99 on eBay. So this, I would say anywhere from 60 to 70 if I decide to sell it on eBay. Could be a weird shape to ship. So I will look into that to see if it's worth it on eBay. A lot of this unit had a lot of new boxes, either Amazon or just not marked. This tote here, this case, this box was like a little bathroom shelf. I would say new, you're probably looking at like maybe 30, 40, 50 bucks. This is going to be sold locally. If not, probably at a yard sale for 10, 15 bucks, if anything, just a quick little move. We got one of these like garden plant boxes, kind of like make your own size or shape. New locally, I would say anywhere from 30 to 50, just a quick little move. We did have a nice find on this one, a little air fryer going for 176 on eBay, brand new. We have a water bowl, brand new, like dog slash cat. Here we do have some older Star Wars toys. I believe they're like 1996 or 1998 between there. There's a Boba Fett. There's Anakin Skywalker in there, Darth Maul. A lot of the small little figures, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Nothing crazy. I mean, some of them would sell for $5 to $10, I would say. These here, I already sold them on a Whatnot show. The lot went for a decent amount, nothing crazy. We got some, I believe it's like decoration for like a wall, like fake brick. I think it's made out of foam, but I mean, it's new, nothing crazy. But I mean, it's a quick sell, a yard sale. A lot of new stuff. There's a laundry hamper there. I didn't bother opening that up or looking it up. This box here had a lot of posters. Let me see if I can see some of the dates. I just looked up some of these posters. It looks like that Star Wars Episode 1 is from 1999, goes for about $25. I think that the green one is like a Jar Jar from like Jedi. Actually, no, I just saw a little thing. It says Jedi. The last one, the Rat Pack one, is also like a $25 poster. We have a lot of the vintage like Laker posters here. Like Hoop LA, Lakers Championship Quest. Another Lakers from 2000, Go Lakers Vintage, Slam Dunk Lakers, and I think we have a autographed like Lakers cheerleader little picture, and then the bottom's just some like Laker championship newspaper from like the year 2000. Got a little plastic little shelf. This here, I believe, is a coffee table based off of what I saw. It is new. Not going to open it, but I would say that's anywhere from $50 to $100 depending on the model and where it is. That would be sold probably locally or the yard sale, probably build it up. This tote here, just a random tote. I mean, nothing of major value. There is a tripod in there. I haven't looked that up. Those things I don't remember what they were. I think I do find another scale in here. Brand new, the little scale. It's gonna be kept for personal use. Bunch of new cables and a bunch of random little things that came out in this tote. That's a scale right there. It's a decent scale. Nothing crazy in value, but I mean, it's always useful for packages. Little Boba Fett, like plastic figure or clay modeling, I believe. I think that's like $20. That we sold on Whatnot already. Here I was hoping we had some gold, but I mean, still, it's an okay box. Looks like those VHS tapes have like some old games on them or like old championship games. I think those were like some piercings or something. Nothing crazy. That's gonna be trash. We got two little cigar boxes too in here. That's just like little accessories. I think that's a BlackBerry handheld accessory back in the day. Got a little custom made Zippo lighter, has the person's name on it, and a date. These two cigar boxes, nothing in them, just pure cigars. A lot of new boxes in this unit. Kind of reminded me of like a palette that you can buy from Amazon, like of returns or something. That turns out to be a pool cleaner, brand new. They are going for 120. Add another $100 to the pile. Bunch of kitchen stuff. You do have a little lunch bag. That thing was like close to new. Another $5, $10. Kitchen stuff, your normal things you would expect in a kitchen. That right there, some of it's trash already, and the other part we put our aside for the yard sale and the flea market. You got a bunch of shoes. Some of these shoes were in rough shape, but once I separated them at home, and I got rid of some. There are some keepers in there, like those Adidas right there. They're in great shape. And some of them, of course, were just donation slash trash, depending on what they were. We have another a box of cards right here. Nothing crazy from what I saw there at the facility. I still haven't gone through it fully, but I mean, you have like an NFL Pro Set Series 1, brand new in box. Yeah, I believe you have set 2 and 1. That's 2 right there. Those anywhere from $20 to $40 with the box. I mean, there's no big hitters in those boxes. That's a new box without. I believe that's 1990 to 1991 without the wrap. Same thing, 15 to 20 bucks. Those, I mean, I don't know if I'll sell them or I'll keep them for a whatnot show, either to sell or give away individual packs. These here, I'm not familiar with hockey a lot. Same thing with the other cards, but that looks to be a new set without the seal. Unsure if they've gone through them. There's some more cards there. I believe those were like 90s, 90 to 93. I did take some of this to a card shop, but they didn't even want to look at it just based off the fact that they were just in boxes. And I get they probably get so many people stopping by with cards and all that good stuff. This one here, same thing, another 1990, I believe, NFL football. Little box, another $30 box. I mean, between 4 to 5 boxes, we're probably talking about close to $100 on the low end. But a bunch of loose cards, a lot. You got some new packs in here, like NASCAR. This guy had everything. He had football, he had baseball, NASCAR, hockey, and I know here, I think there's a couple of decent ones. Decent ones. I think there's a Wayne Gretzky. I believe that one right there is Gretzky. Yeah, those I did take a look at the ones that were in like the little plastic cases and all that stuff. Some of those are worth grading. A lot of these in the little plastic containers and everything else are in good shape, where I believe they're worthy enough to send them out for grading, even though they might be 100 to $150 cards. That right there was pretty cool. 1998 working media regular season for the Dodgers. That's really, really old. Cool little find, perfect for collectors. That I just have it sitting in the corner with all those other cards. Here, kind of the same thing. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at. Some of this stuff could be valuable. I just need to take the time and sit down and see, is there any big hitters in there? Condition on these are phenomenal. They haven't been touched from what I see, or maybe they've been touched a couple of times, but it's just sitting down and seeing what the actual value on these cards are. I know at the beginning of the video, I did show you guys the other ones, the other cards, the 2 Kobe's. We also had Michael Jordan Beam Team and a lot of the other ones from the Beam Team. Those are going to be our money makers right there. Like I mentioned, those other ones are already out for grading. I did pay a rush on them. It looks like the completion will be January 2nd, so stay tuned in for that. Those cards, if they come back a PSA 10, we're talking about phenomenal values. Even even if they come back a 9, I mean, still not bad. A lot of new hats, Hankook, I believe is how you pronounce it, tire brand. Got some little jacks. I mean, we're ending towards the end of the video. If you made it this far, I appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe, leave a comment. We are getting started on Whatnot. It's been a little rough the first couple of shows, so I'll leave Whatnot tagged in the description and upcoming shows. Hopefully, you guys can tune in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it.